We then walked across to the Jerusalem Archaeological Park that was nearby. Jerusalem has perhaps the richest history of any place on earth. This part is located on the southern side of Temple Mount, where worshippers would have entered the temple. The park gives us an opportunity to get close to the original wall of the temple. Robinson's Arch is the name given to a staircase supported by a wide stone arch. It carried traffic up from ancient Jerusalem's lower market up to Temple Mount. The bridge is described by Josephus, and its existence proves the antiquity of the temple. The road here is also an ancient road. It was a very long street running from north to south that ran through what is called the Valley of the Cheesemakers. It ran parallel to the western wall of the Temple Mount. It's also at the level of Jerusalem at that time, and is therefore an authentic place where Jesus would have walked in antiquity. For the pilgrim, a very meaningful place. This is the southwestern corner of Temple Mount, and here the size of the stones can clearly be seen. The stone here is estimated to weigh 210 tons. The smallest stone is said to weigh 2.5 tons. A ram's horn, or shofar, was blown as the sun set on Friday afternoon to allow the people to know when the Sabbath begins. The Hebrew here says, "to the place of trumpeting." The staircase here leading to the southern entrance of the Temple Mount. The steps leading to the entrances here, where the Jews would enter the temple. Again, a place where Jesus would have walked as he entered the temple. We then walked out of Zion Gate to Mount Zion, where there are two significant religious sites: the tomb of King David and the upper room where the Last Supper was held. It's doubtful that either of these two places are authentic, but traditionally they are revered. King David's tomb is situated on the ground floor in the corner of the remains of the former Hagia Zion, a church of the late Roman era. Josephus mentions the tomb and that Herod the Great had tried to loot it, but discovered that someone else had already done so before him. So it's clear the location was known at that time, though the majority of historians do not consider the site to be authentic. The contents of the sarcophagus have not yet been analyzed to determine their age, or even whether there is actually still a corpse there. Likewise, the upper room was actually not built at the time of Jesus, so it's simply a devotional location on what is believed to be the site of the upper room. The actual Zion Gate still bears the bullet marks of the 1948 War of Independence. Our next stop was the Jewish Quarter, a beautiful part of Jerusalem, quite unlike the hustle-bustle of the Muslim Quarter. Fewer shops, more a residential area. My favorite falafel cafe is here. It always brings back memories. Next to it, the remains of the Cardo, the north-south main street of the city that the Romans built after they had destroyed Jerusalem in 70 AD. We then get to see the remains of the walls that Nehemiah rebuilt 2,500 years ago, when everybody joined in, and they actually rebuilt it in 52 days, though they are smaller than the walls of today. Next to them, the remains of the Cardo. Next to that, a shopping arcade built over where the Cardo used to be. Clearly, we're still in the Jewish Quarter. As we emerge at the southern end, more remains of this Roman street. History is ingrained in this city. "2,000-year-old shops here, and we get to walk through it. The Mount of Olives in the distance, the Seven Arches Hotel, a hillside of Jewish graves. And as we walk to the western wall, a golden menorah, the symbol of Israel, bringing God's light to the nations. Below the western wall of the temple, and the Islamic Dome of the Rock.